Well, I was discussing the Princess Catherine controversy with a number of friends last night on WhatsApp. I was talking to people on the phone and various things. Obviously, a massive story which broke at about 6 o'clock last night. We were told, often as a journalist, you're given an embargo. You're told something is coming, but you can't report it yet. I found out about 5:15, 5:30 that something was coming, and we were pretty sure that it was to do with Princess Catherine's health. So I was debating this with various friends and so on. And one friend said, do you know what, you've got to get Afua Hagan on because of one angle that I hadn't really thought of, which my friend pointed out, which is a really good angle, which was to say, actually, hold on a second, does this actually justify Harry and Meghan leaving this country? And Afua was 100% the person I wanted to talk to. We're also going to talk to Matt Wilkinson in a minute. He's the royal editor of The Sun. But Afua is here first. I'm delighted you're on the programme, Afua. Thanks for taking the time today. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you, Peter?
I'm very well, thanks. Sue has been in touch and puts it really, really well, probably better than I could. Peter, there are millions of people who do not follow social media trolls, but do follow mainstream media, who are the drivers of the stories they publish. So they also need to stop incessant coverage about the princess's health. The media never seem to accept responsibility for anything, precisely why the Sussexes ran for the hills. In all this controversy, and I'll ask you about the main points in a minute, but on that specific one, Afua, what do you think?
I think actually that listener makes a very good point. If we look at how the Princess of Wales has been written about over the past few weeks, how she's been talked about, you can kind of understand why people want to take themselves out of the goldfish bowl, why they would say, you know what, enough is enough. We don't want to be written about incessantly. We don't want stories made up about us. We don't want to be the subject of gossip and ridicule. So we're just going to remove ourselves from the equation. And I think actually it does make a lot of sense. I can understand why the Sussexes decided that America would be a better place for them, why they wanted to step back as working royals. If we look particularly at the Princess of Wales, when she joined the royal family, or even before she married Prince William, she was written about very cruelly, weighty Kate and all that kind of stuff. And look at where we are now, a mother of three, a young mother of three, 42 years old, that is now suffering with cancer. I would love if now we could step back and give her the time that she's requested to recover. But I do wonder why that same kind of grace wasn't afforded to the Sussexes before they left the royal family, why they were written about so cruelly, actually why any member of the royal family, Sarah Ferguson, all the comments that were made about her weight, female members of the royal family especially who marry into the royal family really, really have to bear the brunt of bad press.
There are people who will say, Afua, respectfully, that you and I are part of the problem, that we're talking about this today at, 12, 14, 16 hours after that statement came out, and actually we should now stop talking about it and leave her alone. I think this story will go away in a day or two. I think it's right to talk about it, and actually we're raising awareness of it. She put the video out and so on. But I wonder, was she forced to do so? And what about the role of the media, not just social media, but the media itself in all of this? I should point out there are good and bad journalists, there are good and bad shop assistants, there are good and bad GPs, there are good and bad princesses, and not everybody's the same. And I know you're someone with a lot of integrity, Afua, but we do have a role to play, don't we?
We do have a role to play. And actually, that question is a good one. Why are we still talking about it? At the end of the day, the royal family are news. They are taxpayer funded. They are, one of their members, is the head of state. So we do talk about them. We will talk about them. I think you're right in saying in a day or two, this will absolutely have died down and we won't be talking about them much for a while. I hope anyway that we give, especially the Waleses, the time and the space to process what is happening in terms of this cancer diagnosis. But the British media does have a role to play. Social media does have a huge role to play as well. And yes, we have to take accountability. We do have to take accountability about what we talk about what we put out, about, what conversations we have, what we stir up and what we don't. There's a lot to be said for that, absolutely.
And on that point, Afua, I wonder what you make of Carol Decker, seems to be the first celebrity, the T'Pau singer, who has basically put an apology on Twitter just this morning. Last week, I posted a tweet last week I posted a tweet, Carol Decker says, querying the validity of the video of Wills and Kate at the Windsor farm shop. I genuinely did not think it looked like them. I accept now it was genuine and did not mean to contribute to the unpleasant furore surrounding Kate's health. I have deleted it. Do you think this is the start of many public figures and presumably other people on social media saying, do you know what, got it wrong, sorry about that, won't do it again?
I think there's a certain group of people, you know, Blake Lively has posted an apology today as well, who will realise the error of their ways and say, you know what, got caught up in the moment, got caught up in all the conspiracy theories. I'm going to apologise for my actions. I'm going to take accountability. But there is a certain section of people who are still carrying on down that road. And I've seen it today. You know, people that are doubting the video of...
Doubting the video?
Yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, there's people saying that is fake, that the background's fake,
oh, for goodness sake,
here and this and that.
Grow
but
up.
This is the thing, is I couldn't agree with you more. But this is the thing, is there is a certain section of people who are just too far gone, who have decided that they can't trust anything that's being put out now because of the snafu with the the Photoshop picture on Mother's Day. They've decided that they can't believe anything. So I think there's kind of two camps now. There's people who perhaps got caught up in it, will say, you know what, I was wrong, apologise and keep it moving. But there's people who keep going down that road, which I think is really unfortunate, because you need to grow up and get a grip.
Afua Hagan, great advice there and great analysis. Thank you, Afua Hagan, there is a royal commentator.